Well, hello everyone, and welcome back. Say, it's so good to see you. Thanks so much for tuning in today. Today we're going to be doing an unboxing. I've been looking at some different videos on YouTube like we all do, and there's a few folks on YouTube that do hi-fi equipment reviews. And of course, they listen to records, a lot of them, or different types of music. And they have these videos called 10 Best Sounding Records. Yeah, does that sound familiar? I said, yeah, that's the kind of thing I like. So I watched a few of them, and for the most part, I'll write the name down, or maybe they'll play some needle drops. But for the most part, I have to go and listen to it. And again, yeah, I don't really like a lot of the music that they're, it's not that it's bad music, it's just like a lot of female vocal where you get the holographic voice and some kind of ambient stuff going on in the background. That's about the majority of the stuff that they want to put out there. But I did find one that I really liked. She was called Eva Cassidy. And so I went on eBay and I bought the record. And here it is. And look at that box. Huh? Look at that box. No, I didn't buy it from Acoustic Sounds. I bought it from Jared. Yeah, he's in North Carolina. And he's the one that bought it from Acoustic Sounds. And he used the same box that he got it from Acoustic Sounds. He used that same box to mail it to me. Why would he do that? Well, he sent me a message. And he said, Ron, from YouTube, I'm one of your biggest fans. Love your channel. Enjoy the record. I just sent it off in the post office. I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly what he said, but that's kind of the gist of it. So we're going to open up Jared's record here. And I haven't opened it up yet. A lot of times when you do unboxing videos, you want to open the stuff up ahead of time, right? So you don't look like a fool when you're trying to open this stuff up. I remember there was one fella, he did an unboxing video. He was called, what was his name again? Van Dolen, I think was his name. And he was gonna do an unboxing, and he had a fit of a time. He must have spent 10 minutes trying to unpack that record and all the tape on it, and it was so comical. So yeah, you don't want to do that when you're on the camera. So looks good so far, right? Look, got its stiffeners, got everything in here. 2 stiffeners and bubble wrap, right? Got to make it tight in there. Can't have nothing bouncing around. And we got more. Yeah, he put that bubble wrap in there. That just, Acoustic Sounds doesn't use that. And here's the record. And I didn't say anything about make sure that the record is not in the jacket to prevent seam splits. I used to do that all the time when I was. But this is the record, Eva Cassidy. Eva Cassidy live at Blues Alley, 25th anniversary. So this is an older record. It's something new to me. I'm not really familiar with this record, but it's supposed to be a fantastic sounding record. And that's why he bought it. He bought it over at Acoustic Sounds, right? They have good sounding records over there. And it comes on it. It's a double LP. Oh, got to get this thing right side up. 2 records in here. So yeah, that was really nice. I was so excited when I saw that Jared had sent me the record, and he was actually a subscriber from my YouTube channel. So I said, wow, I want to do a shout out to Jared for a fantastic packaging job, right? Because it reminds me, that's why I made my first YouTube video. This is probably 11 years ago now. YouTube wasn't what it is today. The VC was not what it is today at all. And back then, I was, it doesn't seem like that long ago, 10 years, but it's a long time ago when you go back into the history of YouTube and what it was. Back, say, 11, 12 years ago, YouTube was the thing. People would make a video, and then you would see a link to the video, and it would go to YouTube where it would go. So I was selling a lot of records in those days off of eBay, and I had one of the more successful things on YouTube just to describe how to ship and pack records, because I was getting so many records from people that didn't know how to ship a record. And so I made a tutorial. They used to call them tutorials, and I had a very successful one. It was about how to package and ship records. And so a thing like that, over a number of years, it evolves. And so at one point, I got a new box. So I had to make a new tutorial and to describe how to package with the new box now. And when I went on eBay to change the wording, I noticed they had a link to YouTube. So I said, oh my goodness, if I could just make a video and then put a link to that instead of this whole trying to write everything down, it'll be so much better for the people that are trying to understand. So that was my first YouTube video, how to package and ship records using the older boxes that I had back then. And of course now, probably 4 years ago, I got new boxes and I made another video about it. And so another thing I always wanted to talk about a little bit, if you want to hang around a little bit here, YouTube, when I first started making videos, when I did that first video, I wasn't really watching YouTube that much. My kids would look at it from time to time, but that's still at the time where you had you had to have your computer plugged into the internet. There wasn't Wi-Fi or anything like that really, what you did for your computer yet. We had our computer room. We had a couple computers set up in there, and we weren't on dial-up, but we were still connected by a phone line, right? And so I said, I'll look at YouTube. I've started looking around. Maybe there's other people doing videos. And so I noticed there was some other folks doing videos about records. The VC is, say, 12 years ago. And at that time, the VC was mostly comprised of people that would go to, the flea market or a garage sale, or they would go to a record store or a thrift shop or Goodwill or something. And then they would come back, and about once a week or every couple of weeks, they'd make a video and they'd say, yeah, I got this record, Eva Cassidy, it's really nice, really like it's going to fill a hole, going to be filling that hole. And I got this record, I got this new one, I had a different record, but now I got this one. And it was just about, they were just showing the records that they had been buying lately. And then the odd time somebody might talk about VCLT. I had no idea what that was, but it was somehow someone had sent them a record. And most of the time, the records that they got, you would never buy a record like that. People would send them a record, and they would get that record, and they would go look at it, and they go, what the? This is such a great record. I really love this. Why did he send me this record? I don't know. But yeah, that's what they're thinking. But they would always be so nice and gracious and hold the record up and say they were thankful for it. Because, you have to be gracious, right, when you're getting free stuff. People have good intentions. And so for all my longtime subscribers, that I decided about 11 years ago now, I would do a YouTube channel. Because I said, I don't do records the way that everybody else I'm seeing on here that is doing. This VC, they're just talking about records that they've just bought and they've got in their collection, and they're just updating people. And I said, most of the time I'm buying records because I'm finding that new reissue that sounds better than my old record. I'm still replacing records. Like, for instance, going back to why people would make video, why people were into records. If you go back, one fella talked about it. He was in the old VC crowd, and he talked about how the reason he buys records, we're talking about 25 years ago now, is because records are cheaper than CDs. He said, I like CDs. I think they're better than records, but I can't afford CDs. They're like $20. And then if you try to get one of these more, rare CDs, they want $25 or so for them. He says, but I can go to a record store and I can go through the used record bins and I can pick up a stack of records for $50. Where if I get CDs, man, I might get 2 or 3. So I can't afford CDs, but I can afford these records. And I went to a thrift store and I bought a turntable for $30 and I got an amp for $25 and a couple of speakers for $15. And I got a great stereo. And, I got all this. I got a whole wall of music and I'm doing it on the cheap. Well, those days are gone, folks. We know that it's the opposite nowadays, and it's been for a while. The CDs are $1 a piece, and the records are $25, $30 a piece. So it's totally flipped. That whole scenario is flipped around. But I was doing videos I was comparing records. I was the only one 10 years ago on YouTube try to find people that are doing comparison videos for records. Which one sounds better? I'm the OG, right, of that, doing that type of thing. Other people were doing it, but they weren't sharing their stuff on YouTube about it, right? They were just, audiophiles, buying records for themselves. It wasn't like I was the only one that knew about this stuff, but I was the one of the first ones that went on eBay, on YouTube, and I shared it about that. And I believe I'm the person that introduced Kevin Gray to the vinyl community, and Bernie Grundman, and classic records, and the Rhinos and all that stuff. I told a lot of people about that type of stuff and what to look for, how to buy records. If you get a digital download card with the record, that's a red flag, all that type of stuff. So I want to say thanks for watching and listening to my little unboxing video with a little extra added addition to it. And I want to thank Jared very much. Did a fantastic job of packaging the record. And I was thinking too, the man is he's out there saying, "Hey Ron, how you doing? I'm a fan of your channel." I'm like, this guy's going to pack the record properly. If he's been watching my channel, he knows that I'm a real stickler for that type of thing. And he did probably one of the best packaging jobs I've ever gotten off eBay. And thank you very much, Jared. And bye for now.